How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into the 2024 Sun Conference Softball Media Day, hosted by NAISB. I'm your host, Reagan Harrell, and I am with a couple of fellow Weber Warriors. Obviously, y'all know I'm a Weber guy through and through, graduate in May, and we have on Coach Todd Buckingham and sophomore pitcher Taylor Thomas. Coach Taylor, how y'all doing?
I'm doing good.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Coach, let's start with you. You tell us a little bit about Taylor and how much she means to your program.
Sure. It's my personality not to try to value one player over the other, because we have to have that culture of everyone impacts and everyone makes a difference. But it doesn't take a genius to, figure out. You look at the stats from last year. I mean, we only won 14 games and she won 8 of them, and she was Sun Conference Freshman of the Year. She finished with 100 strikeouts to only 36 walks. Her ERA was at 2. She had a no-hitter in our last game of the season, which really stood out to me because we were eliminated. We had nothing to play for, but this kid had everything to play for, and it sort of sets the tone for as we move into this year. So very, very glad to have her.
Yeah, it was a great last game of the year. We got really excited for it. And obviously, exactly what you want heading into 2024. Taylor, it was your first year in the Sun Conference. And like I said, it was a great year, freshman of the year. What did you learn as a freshman in the Sun Conference last year?
I learned how big the mental aspect of the game is. Like every season we're going to come and face a new challenge. It's never going to be the same challenge, but it's like how you go about it and how you overcome it is how you'll be successful in wherever you play.
All right, Coach, for you, what do you think the biggest difference is between year one and year two with these Weber Warriors softball teams?
Atmosphere. It's a definite difference. The returners have bought in and worked hard. We have an influx of new talent, and it creates something that we did not have last year, which is daily competitive energy. We have depth. So people will definitely look at our record last year and underestimate us. And that's what I'm hoping for, because we're going to surprise some people.
Yeah, and obviously, I get to be around Weber softball more than any other program in the NAI, which I'm not complaining about. I love, and I've definitely seen a shift from last year, just how everybody is around campus on the softball team to the looking over down the hill and seeing practice like, oh, this is a totally different vibe. I'm obviously really excited. And my last semester at Weber for my bachelor's, at least. For both of you, Taylor, we'll start with you. Y'all head to Columbus early in the season, play in the NFCA leadoff, and also play in the Space Coast spring games. How excited are you for those games? And Coach, what are you looking to see with your squad?
Well, I'm super excited to see how this new team, so to say, because of all the new players who brought in, matches up against some of this top competition we're going to see early on in the year. I'm excited to see how our defensive and offensive approach increase and everything else. And I'm just ready to see how everything comes out. All I really expect to see from us as a team is just the effort and energy. And I want us to bring that out from game one, from as soon as the first pitch is thrown.
All right. Coach, how about you?
Well, I'm very excited to just get the season started, regardless of who we would play, right? Because you sit around forever going, all right, you can only practice so much and prep. You learn so much about yourself, your team, and everything else when you're in the heat of battle. So speaking of those battles, though, man, I sat down and I did some numbers on who we're playing in Leadoff Classic and who we're playing in Space Coast. And we're going to find out real quick what this new team is all about. We played 5 games in the Leadoff Classic, and those teams last year had a combined winning percentage of 660. We play a team that went to the World Series, preseason number 4 in the country. Then you go over to Space Coast. We play 8 games. Their combined winning percentage last year is 625. 2 teams made it to opening rounds. Those 11 games together, we're going to find out real quick.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'll be up there at the NFCA lately.
13 game.
13. But I'll be up there that NFCA leadoff classic in Columbus. I can't wait. That's gonna be such a fun weekend, real early in the season. Speaking of fun, Taylor, tell us a little bit about the team. I obviously know it's a fun team. Y'all have a lot of fun. Practices are a ton of fun. Games are a ton of fun. Just tell me a little bit about the team and what are some of your favorite memories in a year plus as a Weber softball player.
This team is all I could ask for. These girls back everybody up at any moment in time. The team chemistry with the team is unreal. We all play for each other. We're all here for each other. And we're all want to see each other succeed. Some of the funnest things I think is like the nights before we play a big series and we're staying in a hotel. Like we're all bonding, we're all amped up and ready to start the next day and come out and win some games.
All right, Coach. Tell us a little bit more about this 2024 team. What's different just from a player standpoint? Who are some newcomers we should be watching out for?
Yeah, so I hope to get major contribution from numerous newcomers because they're going to have opportunities. I mean, that's all anyone can ever ask for. I would say I'm, with Taylor here on the call and getting freshman a conference of the year last year, I think we have a shot to get it again. Because I think we have 4 freshmen that will have lots of opportunities, whatever they do with them, who knows. But I think Talia Romero, Haley Bellamy, Hannah Booth, and Samantha Hudson are 4 freshmen that on any given moment, could be the best player on the field. It just really depends on their mental approach, the way the game rolls, that sort of thing. But they're going to have opportunities.
And what about returners from last year's side? Are there any returners that you think are going to have a much bigger impact on the team or just continue to improve this season?
All of them. Like you would, I mean, like they are night and day from the players that I seen last year, because they truly bought into what we want to get done. And a lot of those returners were returners from the year before. And they're like, what in the world? Like, we're never doing this again. But I would say if I had to pinpoint some people, I think J.K. Bland has been just absolutely annihilating the ball. And people are not even going to suspect it at all. I think Nikki Gutierrez has really developed behind the plate and has been someone that we can hopefully hitch our wagon to back there. I think Peanut is what we call her, Lisa Celia. She has come out in the fall and played in the outfield and been offensively fast on the base paths. And I think she's really going to make an impact. And then Jenna Shadoan, our other top big pitcher, learned a new pitch. So if anyone had some issues, I mean, I guess you can talk to Grandview. They had some issues when we played them. Just kidding. I don't want to start that. He's a good dude. But if anyone had issues when Jenna was on the mound, I think they're going to have even more this year. So
awesome! I'm really excited. Actually, I didn't know that. We'll talk all fair about maybe what that new pitch is with Jenna. Taylor, can you tell us a little bit about your softball journey? Just why did you start playing the sport, and how did it lead you to Babson Park?
Well, like I started playing when I was young because you just look to get into something. I started playing when I was about 5, so it's taken over my whole life basically. I started pitching when I was 8, and I really just loved like having control over the game. Like that's just how I fell in love with pitching. And I played travel ball all throughout middle and high school and competitive teams, but the one team that got me to where I'm at today is D1 Vision. I played with them for probably 3 or 4 years with some great coaches. The owner of the organization owned a recruiting business who was really close with Christy Burton, who was the head coach at Weber at the time. She got me in contact with her. I came down here, practiced with the team. And I absolutely just loved like the team chemistry, and like the view of the lake also helps a lot. Like it's pretty. And I just felt like it was home right away. And so I was excited to commit here. I'm glad I had a great season last year, but I'm super excited to play with Coach Buck and finish out these last couple of years of softball with Weber.
Nothing better than beautiful Babson Park. Coach, I went back and actually
funny statement. She talked about playing since she was 8. I've seen pictures, shout out to Bill Thomas, her pops on put up on social media. She looks exactly the same. She's even the same size. I don't know how that worked, but
And that right there brings me perfectly into this next statement. I went back and I listened to when I had you on Suncast around this time last year, and folks, that's one of the fun to this day, still one of the funniest interviews that I've been a part of. Highly recommend going back and listen to that. But a story that you told there, and something I want to bring back up is I think it was something really cool that you did. Was you coached with USA Athletics International organization, where you coached in numerous different countries. What was it like seeing softball played at a high level in those different countries?
It's amazing what they emphasize and how much fun that they have. Like playing games in Curacao, and they literally play music. They had a live band at every game playing live music throughout the entire, like, first pitch to last pitch. So it was just a different atmosphere. People in Aruba, just really having a good time and actually like celebrating. Never, ever, ever, ever any complaints or derogatoriness. Playing in Australia and just seeing how amazingly fundamentally sound, like you can tell they spend hours and hours and hours. They might not be flashy, but they literally do nothing wrong. So it was just seeing all the different aspects of this game that each culture embraces and emphasizes. It was life-changing. So
that's incredible. I mean, maybe that's something we talked with Coach Niehammer about, maybe getting a live band out there in left center field for one of the games. I think that would be incredible. I got one more question. It's for both of you. Taylor, we can start for you. What are your personal goals for you as a player and as a leader on the team this season?
My personal goals is just to stay consistent on the mound, be that rock that everybody thinks I am on the mound, and stay consistently through it. I'm hoping to see this year a stronger offensive and defensive approach. I'm hoping like I can come back and rely on everybody if I let a couple runs come across the plate. And I'm just excited to see what this season brings. I'm excited to see and face the same talent that we faced last year, this year, and see how we match up against it.
Awesome. And Coach, what are your personal goals year 2 in Babson Park?
Make the Sun Conference. That is because I truly believe if you make the postseason, anything can happen. Regardless of what happened before, regardless of what your record is, you get in, you can win, And then aside from that, just competing every day and not give games away. We made 78 errors last year. 78.
Yeah.
Do the math on the games that we played, and you're like, bro, it might be a reason you finished with 14 wins, So, yeah. And again, I think the depth, the daily competitive energy, it's going to get us there. So.
Yeah, well, obviously, I'm really excited to be back on the call, Nancy Nichols Field, for the broadcast. Coach Buck, Taylor, again, really appreciate y'all and everybody with Sun Conference helping set this up. Thank you for tuning in, and good luck in 2024.
Thank you.